What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Pick Six channel, and today we're gonna fly right into it, man. The Brandon Aiyuk situation. Now, this is the last time I'm gonna talk about it, man. Okay, until something happens, or maybe nothing happens. Okay, maybe he doesn't even get traded. So let's get into it. Why do I think this is stalling out? Well, from the sounds of it, well, clearly he didn't want to go to New England, which do you blame Brandon Aiyuk for not wanting to go to New England? I mean, they haven't they haven't been the same since Tom Brady left. Okay, and I don't know when they'll ever be good again. So we'll have to wait and see there. They were gonna offer him 32 mil, and he didn't want to go, which is fine. I don't like I said, I don't blame Ayuk on that one. Now the two big hitters, it seems like, for this whole trade situation is are the Browns and the Steelers, two division rivals, by the way. So look, the true reason why I believe this is stalling is because the Niners seem like they want a star receiver in return, a big name receiver in return, or just the best possible receiver they can get in return. Now, okay, it doesn't seem like they truly care about draft capital too much. I mean, that's a bonus. It sounds like a bonus to them, but in reality, I mean, they're in a win now situation. And truth be told, we don't know how much longer this window of their stacked roster is going to be. Okay. Because eventually they're going to have to pay certain players. They have a lot of star power on that team. And it's going to be very hard to be able to pay everybody every star on that team, which inevitably probably won't even happen. So that's also a reason why I believe they haven't paid Ayuk, because of the amount that he wants as well, because they're gonna have to pay Purdy at some point. Is it next off season? I'm not too sure, but I think that's the whole reasoning behind it, because they want another receiver in return. There's been rumors thrown out. Even the Raiders have been thrown in the mix. I mean, I don't know how likely that is. And the trade is Devontae Adams for Ayuk, and I'm sure there's some sort of draft capital in there, which I I'm not even paying attention to that if I'm the Raiders. Unless they're throwing in a first or second round pick in that trade, I'm not even entertaining that mock trade if I'm the Raiders. No questions asked. I am not entertaining that. And for the Browns, they would want Amari Cooper in return. At least this is all rumored. I don't know if this is actually true trades that have been thrown out there, proposals that have been thrown out there, but yeah. And then for the Steelers, I've heard that they would want George Pickens in return or Pat Fryermuth. Yeah, I don't see it, man. I don't see the Steelers trading away either of those guys. Okay, Pat Fryermuth, he does have what it takes to be a top 10 tight end in the league. He really does. If you feed him the ball, he could make some plays. I I could say the same thing for George Pickens. I could even say he could be a top 5 receiver in the league if you give him the ball more often. Okay? His first 2 seasons, the quarterback situation wasn't the best in the world. I guess we'll still have to see. We'll have to wait and see what it's like this season with Fields and Wilson, but that's a whole nother topic. Okay. The Niners seem like they just want a star player in return. And the main reason is because they're in the win now situation. This is their window to win. That's what it really is. And that's why things are stalling. And if I'm the Steelers, I'm going to talk more about the Steelers for this proposal, because right now that's really the talks. If I'm the Steelers, I'm not gonna give a first round pick for Brandon Ayuk. I'm just not. I'm not giving up George Pickens. I'm not giving up a first rounder. I'm not giving up Pat Fryermuth. Calvin Austin, maybe. At the very most, a second round pick. Maybe throw in a fifth, you know, and if you want to throw a second round pick and Calvin Austin, yeah, maybe that could work. I mean, that's not the worst thing ever, but I think that's why this is stalling out because of what they're asking for, and because I don't think the Niners even want to trade him. And why would you want to trade him? That's your best receiver. That has been your best receiver for what, the last 2 seasons for sure. I don't know how long he's been in the league, but your last 2 seasons, that's definitely been your best receiver. So why would you want to trade him? So what do you guys think on the situation? How much would you give up for Brandon Ayuk? How much? Me personally, not a first rounder, a second rounder at the most. And if you want to throw in a late pick in there, like a fifth or sixth, yeah, that sounds good enough. And like I said, if you want to throw in Calvin Austin, a second rounder in Calvin Austin or something like that, that sounds okay. Because at the end of the day, you're still gonna have to pay Calvin Austin, or I'm sorry, you're still gonna have to pay Brandon Ayuk, and that's another reason why I think this is stalling out. Because not only are you gonna have to give up some sort of draft capital, I mean, it just depends on the trade. Give up some draft capital, give up a player or two. You're gonna have to pay him as well. So that's why I think this is stalling out. But how much would you give up for Brandon Ayuk in a trade? You guys could let me know down in the comment section. And as for this one, guys, this was just a quick one. So that's it.